out here on this highway, rolling on now 20 years. Just like my dad before me, coffee, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm addicted to the white line, a prisoner of the road. Ain't no cure for this disease, it brings us outlaws and rogues. When they locked me up, they handed me the keys. I'm pulling 18 years of life, with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time, just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years, 18 years, 18 years of life. Some say I'm semi-crazy, my God, it's hard to tell. This diamond tuck and leather just might be my padded sail. Those pictures on my dashboard where I've watched my kids grow up, I thank God they understand the cost of diesel in my blood. They know this rambling man and what sets me free. I'm pulling 18 years to life, with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time, just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years, 18 years, 18 years of life. Years of life, with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this old highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time, just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years, 18 years, 18 years of life. There's no escaping this addiction, so until the day I die,
well, hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing good on this Saturday evening. Charles is out busy right now. He is looking at some show horses, which are some high-dollar animals. So he's actually having a good time stretching his legs. We're here. I'm going to try and bring in the rest of the crew here in a few minutes. But no, it's just want to get on here and talk about a little bit of everything that's going on and try and get the information and everything out for everybody to know about the I-40 being shut down, which was last week, and all the stuff going on in the United States, which, yeah, be a lot of fun, huh? Well, let me see if I can get the rest of the crew in here, and y'all just bear with me. I am doing my best. You know how that goes, but it'll be all right. We good. Hang on just a second, and we'll get everybody in here and have a good old conversation and a good day. You know what I mean? Just kind of kick back and relax and enjoy the deal. See what's happening. But y'all just bear with me for a minute. This is all new to me. First time for everything though, right? I don't mind it either. It's kind of fun. Hang on just a minute. Yeah, I got Jim on the phone trying to get him set up to come in. I'm trying to get Dennis to come in. I ain't gonna listen to that. But anyway, yeah, Charles is out doing his thing, and I told him that I would come in and do something. We'll talk about whatever needs to be talked about. Kind of enjoy it, just see how everything's going. But yeah, it's kind of strange being on here by myself. Kind of weird, to be honest with you. But what can I say? Everybody says I'm weird, but I'm not. Uh, Trying to figure out how to do this. And I know a bunch of y'all are down in Houston at the truck show down there. Bull Snot's down there. I think Trucker G's down there. There's a bunch of people down there. I talked to a buddy of mine, Clay, the other day, and he was going to be in it. And I seen a video that his truck show, he's in the show. I've never been to one at the NRG, but they say it's pretty nice. We'll just have to see if we can get some video from them later. Maybe we can. I'll get with Clay, see if he's got some, and I'll have some next weekend. I'm going to do this real quick. Y'all bear with me, y'all. Please. Bear with me. Let's see. There we go. We're going to. Yeah. I got to get this. Yeah, I'm not computer literate, y'all. Charles, if you can hear, send Dennis a link, Charles. Uh, okay, let's see what happens next. This is weird. It's crazy. I'm sorry, fellas. I am so sorry. I'm just lost for words. I'm always lost for words. No, I'm off. Justin. Golly. Let's see here. Y'all bear with me, please. I'm sorry. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. Oh man, this feels like just getting thrown, just land both feet and go. Uh-oh. I think Lefty's trying to come in. Give me a Oh, he just bailed out. He'll be right back. He'll be right back. I'm not dumbfounded. I'm just trying to get all this right. I don't know What in the world am I doing wrong? I don't know. Trying to figure out how this stuff works. Y'all just bear with me, okay? Please. That's all I can ask. Just bear with me. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay. We'll see. The rest of them will be here in a little bit. And I just sent it to a few of them. So, but yeah, folks, it's just one of them days. Don't have no subject to talk about. So if anybody's got anything, y'all chime in and just let me know, and we'll discuss it. Last week we discussed about carrying a gun in a truck. It went pretty good. Uh, Trying to think of some other stuff we could talk about. My buddy Charles, he's just having a blast, and I'm glad. He needs that. He's been doing good. Uh, and I'm stuck out of town, but that'll be all right. I'll be home tomorrow, or I know I'll be home Tuesday. It'll be okay. Oh, look, Dennis the Menace. About time he shows up. About time you wake up.
Actually, that wasn't the problem. I couldn't find the link.
Well, that's why I sent it to you. Sent it in the gym. I think Charles might have sent it to y'all too. And the links
Okay.
in the message if anybody wants to chime in. But what do you want to talk about, Dennis? Besides you being asleep.
Hey, I told you I was taking a nap.
Ain't got time for no nap, son.
You're right, I don't. That's why I'm awake now.
Oh, you'll be all right, buddy.
Oh, yeah. I just needed to sleep off some of that food I had. Hold on. There
Did you
we go.
did you make it to go plate?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. All the barbecue was gone, but I still got mashed potatoes, meatloaf, uh, cantaloupe, and no bakes.
There you go.
So this here is just the to-go plate.
Dang.
And I had like 3 plates. I had 3 plates while I was there. And my Aunt Kathy was like, "No, you're taking a to-go plate." Yes, ma'am.
Right.
So, but I hadn't seen my Aunt Kathy in probably, I don't know, 3-4 years. After my granddad died, the family reunions pretty much dropped off the face of the earth.
Right.
So
I see
But-
Jim finally made it in.
there we go.
Yeah, just a little bit. You okay?
Okay, you kind of made it in.
And you're
He breaking
No,
up.
you-
rated in?
Yeah,
in that-
you're breaking up.
Yeah, he's in that bad section.
What state?
I think he's in Texas. He's out west, in between El Paso and Van Horn.
Oh, okay.
He ain't gonna have no service out there. Very
Well, and
little.
it'll just get worse when he breaks off onto the 10.
Yeah, it will get worse.
So,
I just took him out. Didn't have a choice but to take him out.
tonight's topic: why cell phone service is so horrible for truck drivers. Sounds like a good topic to me.
They need Starlink. Put Starlink and you'll never have a problem.
Right? I don't even know how expensive that stuff is, though.
I don't know. Uh, Service just sucks for truck drivers, dude. It really does.
Yep. Cell phone service, laundry service, food service, pay service.
That is true.
Oh, man. Tell you what, that food's still hitting heavy. There he is. There he is.
He
Can you hear it? Can you hear us now, Papa?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can hear you, but can't see you moving. There you go. It was like your picture was frozen for a little bit. So, let's see. I know we're coming up on the 25th, and the read, write, and speak English is supposed to kick in. We got the no touchy law coming up July 1st.
Ain't they supposed to start the new part with the CDL and stuff? The 25th is this month. Matter of fact,
Yeah, the read, write, and speak English.
yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, 25th is when they're supposed to go full swing.
Right.
My
That's
thing
going to
is, well, see, and the only reason that I think that they waited until June 25th is because they realized if they turn around and pull up a whole bunch of trucks, especially ones that run the 40 and the 10 corridor, and they end up putting a whole bunch of people out of service, they're going to fill up their scout houses with trucks and trailers with no driver.
right.
So I think they gave companies till the 25th to either replace those drivers or at least get them the hell off the road, because if you don't, when they are caught, they probably pretty much informed them, hey, we're going to have no choice but to impound your equipment.
Right.
At least, I would have thought that would have been that would have probably been the smart way to go about it, so you don't end up with 50 million trucks parked up in the scales.
That's about right.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree. Go ahead, fill them up. If the lots are full, then maybe I won't have to stop. So
Dennis Glenn said he can just right on by.
yeah, but he does that anyway.
That is true, but now he ain't got a white truck. He got that black one. He's noticeable unless it's at nighttime. He can just flip all the lights off and.
Right.
But he ain't no outlaw. He ain't no outlaw. He's a legal guy. Shh.
Yeah. Okay.
Shh.
Well, trying it again.
I was gonna say, where are you at?
Ozona.
Oh, okay. So you're already on the 10.
In the lower
That's
mountains
why he's
of
having
Texas.
bad service.
Yeah. It should get better here shortly. It was showing me I had almost full service, and then all of a sudden, just when I connected, it drops again.
Well, the further you decline, you ain't gonna have dilly squat here in a little bit. You're gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, it's going to be in and out until you get over near San Antonio.
No, it clears up outside of Ozona. Right now, it should be pretty clear.
Glenn says service sucks in Arizona. Ozona.
I was going to say, that looked like Ozona to me.
I'm sorry, I dyslexic. Look, I'm not saying that I'm dyslexic. All right, I agree with it. I'm dyslexic. So are you. So be quiet.
No, I'm not dyslexic. I just can't see what you're reading.
Put your glasses on.
I can't find them. And I wish that was a joke. I literally can't find them.
They're probably in the trash can where you put them.
No, I ain't never thrown them away. Probably thought about it once or twice.
They're probably
Up
at
in
home.
the upper cabin or something above your head. You know, you might have
No,
stuck them up
because
there.
no, because I don't have an actual script. They're just readers.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I don't have a prescription, so I don't have to have them.
you buy them. You buy them all day long.
Yeah, I don't have to have them legally yet, but it is getting about that time.
Well, yeah.
Yep, age comes with it. You bite the bullet.
Well, I'm just trying to remember.
See, that comes with age too. Trying to remember.
Yeah, more times than not.
Yeah, right.
Scott knows all about that.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna take a peek. I can't remember if I put them in here or not.
Hey, take a look
What?
at this. Glenn says, I looked for my phone last night using the flashlight off the phone for about 15 minutes. That's bad, bro. That's bad.
It's only bad if somebody's there to witness it. If
Yeah.
they didn't see it, it didn't happen.
That's funny.
That is funny though.
That is very funny.
No, I'm trying to remember because I used to keep a pair of readers. There ain't no telling what freaking bag they're in.
You probably don't even have them with you.
Say what?
You probably don't even have them with you.
I'm not really sure.
Hey, Dennis. Here you
Huh?
go. Here,
Yeah, appreciate
Mine.
that. Just hand them right through the phone for me, though.
Here's mine.
That's what I'm saying. Hand them through the phone.
You
But
know
the
those,
bad
those,
thing
those
about it is,
magnification.
if he takes his off, he can't see.
I can too.
He's blind as a bat.
I'm not. The only 1.5.
Whatever.
I'm blind as a bat. I can see without them on. I just can't read a lot of it. I can read that, but it's right there.
Put your glasses back on with your 62-mile-an-hour truck.
62 mile an hour. My truck does 80.
I don't know. Seemed like you're only running about 60, 62.
That's because the trailer doesn't do 80.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
those damn baby tires. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you're not over here to change them, so hush it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With those baby tires, I know why you're not fucking nailing it up and down the road. I wouldn't nail it up and down the road with those
Oh.
little ass tires either.
No, I was trying to follow.
Right. Yep.
I was talking to Father Time. He's not here to change
Oh.
them, so he can hush it.
Right.
And I don't
Yeah,
feel
but
like getting out
see-
and changing tires either.
You just look out his window. He's got cars passing him up left and right. Chun, chun, chun.
I turn that camera.
I couldn't pass that up.
They passed me up, though. Just like them,
Look.
right?
Just had a JB Hunt truck pass him up.
Huh.
That was not JB Hunt. Mother son of a bitch.
It looked like JB Hunt to me.
Hey, yeah,
I
that
remember
was not
when you're
Jake.
moving that crane.
Right.
That was what?
I'll remember that when you're moving that crane.
Yeah. 4 mile an hour.
No,
54
my crane
mile
will
an hour.
run. I run about 58. It'll run faster than that, but I don't run it because being 117,000, I ain't about to run it down the highway like that with them big tires. Because them babies will blow,
And you don't want to get stuck
and it's
changing
worse
it,
than
do
a
you?
semi.
You don't want to get
Yeah, I
stuck
get
changing
you.
it, do you?
It's
No,
worse.
he don't want. He don't want to have to wait for however long it takes them to get somebody out there to change them.
Yeah, that ain't no.
You
lie.
you don't get to call the regular tire guy for those.
That's a hell of a service call right there.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
Glenn Clay says, "Hey, Dennis, they on top of your hat."
Nope. That's where I keep my sunglasses.
Your
But
other
no,
hat.
I just now. No, hey, seriously, I just found my readers. Ooh,
Where
they
you
need to
left
be
them?
clean. Yeah, they were in my freaking
Or did the
hygiene
dog
bag.
Get them for you.
No, they were in my hygiene bag.
Oh, Glenn, what did you
Complete
do
horrible.
now at the QT in Orange? They must have thought you was losing your mind. You ain't got a mind to lose.
Huh.
That's a QT and orange.
Glenn, you have been told multiple times that freaking being a lot lizard does not pay.
You look like a nerd.
Yeah, I don't care if I look like a nerd. I can actually read the words now. Even on the damn ticker tape across the bottom. No, seriously. Without them, I can't see them.
Look from my phone with my phone. Yeah, I can just imagine.
Well, you know. Glenn, we love you, but that don't mean we think you're the sharpest tool in the shed.
No,
We know you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's still a tool.
I know I'm
in the
not.
shed.
I wasn't trying to claim it. All right, hold on. There we go. All
You might
right.
be a butter knife, Dennis, but you're still a tool in the shed.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, mine might be a plastic butter knife. No, these are some readers, and I think I bought it like Walmart.
Probably.
Walmart or Walgreens or something. But yeah, I can actually, with these, I can actually see everything the way I'm supposed to. The downside of that is it really shows me just how ugly y'all really are.
Yeah, I can see why. 15.3 tall, 120,000. Yeah.
What's 15.3 tall and 120,000? That's a big woman.
Glenn was.
Oh,
Glenn was? He lost some weight?
Yeah.
we're doing crackhead.
Huh?
I was talking to my crackhead here. I rolled down the window to smoke a cigarette. So he's got to stick his head out the window.
Well,
Are you right? Rolling down the window.
No. Well, I was sitting here looking outside and I realized, yeah, I can read all the words now really good. But if I try to look like anywhere else, yeah, no, it's bad.
What's
Guys,
it make
do
you
it
get
this
dizzy?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, because I tried to look outside and like everything outside was blurry.
Son, you need to go get your eyes checked and have real glasses.
Yeah, probably so. But like now I'm not squinting. I can read it, every letter on the page. So
Does that help you out, Dennis?
got stuck there last night with an oversized load. Texas ain't no fun. No nighttime running. I was only 15.3 tall and 120,000 pounds. Yeah, the 120,000 pounds didn't stop you from running. It was just that 15.3 tall. And with all that damn road construction, you can't tell if those bridges are the right height or not anyway.
That ain't no lie.
The worst thing, and I found out in Ohio, I was following my permit and everything. And thank God I did not damage the load, but I ended up chopping the top of a crate off on a bridge there in Columbus at the 270. I literally chopped the top of a wooden crate off because they had repaved, but they hadn't changed the height requirement for that bridge yet.
They
Really?
repaid, but it
And
hadn't.
yeah, I hit that shit at like 65, almost 70 mile an hour, and took the top right off top of that crate. Luckily, the customer's product was about 1.5 feet lower than the top of the crate. But it didn't damage any of the sidewalls, even though I hit it at 65 mile an hour. And I clipped it, and it literally took the top of the crate off. It did not do it in a way that it didn't damage any of the sides. It literally just nipped the top of the wood crate right off the top. That was the only time I've ever. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's with you.
Do what, Dennis?
It was Jimbo talking. Well, trying to anyway.
Oh, I didn't even hear him. There's old Day.
Howdy do, Dave.
Hey, look at this. Our own big host is in here.
Oh, okay. So he can come in and he can type stuff. He just
Right?
can't participate.
Right. You know how he is? He's out there kicking the dirt around on them ponies.
Yeah.
He's
Some
kicking
good
dirt
looking.
around. Huh?
Gotta admit, those are some pretty ponies.
And some high dollar ponies.
What are you doing, fat boy? Yeah. I love you too. Love you too. Sorry.
Probably want to jump out the window. Glenn says Texas routes are always screwed up. They route me and other trucks both 15.4 and route us to a bridge that was 14.3. Hey, I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
I've had be 15.8 and they send me to a 14.6 bridge. It's like, really? Come on, Texas. And then when you call them, oh, no, sir, that ain't our fault. I said, oh, well, that's kind of funny. It was generated through Texas.
And it's not like you don't do about 400 permits a week.
Yeah.
At some point, you'd think you'd get it right.
And then I tell them, you run the same permit for me personally, probably 3 or 4 times a month. And it's like, really? Come on now. I'm glad I know where what's what. I'm glad I don't do that no more. Thank goodness.
I hear you.
Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it.
Time to put him out to pasture, Dennis.
He was out to pasture when he retired the first time.
That's fine with me. I don't care what y'all say. Don't care. Maybe I might get some of my color in my hair back. I doubt it.
Too late. That ship sailed.
See, I don't let a lot of stress get to me. I got a lot of hair. They say people that are bald, they get a lot of stress and they stress out about every little bitty thing.
Well, see, my thing is I got tired of my hair being long and it was hot out there securing loads. So I got mad and I shaved it off. Just because.
I would have done it too.
Yeah. It's just hot as shit.
I guess Jim done fell out again.
Trying to get this damn dog to chill out.
That's a heck of a route he had. 10, 62, 22, 46, 96 back to 10. Service Road 90 wasn't too bad this time. Glenn said he got married. That's why he ain't got no hair.
I concur.
I ain't saying nothing.
Of course not.
My wife is a good wife. I'm surprised she ain't bald because I give her a lot of.
I'd say that's my problem. It's not that I got a bad wife. I'm a hard man to love.
I guess he's going to enjoy just popping in, popping out, popping in, popping out.
Got to give him an A for effort. He's at least still trying.
He's in a bad section.
Where's that little queer kid, Safety J?
Who? Justin?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either. Swear, come out of the closet now. He won't get on the show.
Don't know.
I don't know.
Can
So
you hear me?
is he done? Can hear you, just can't see you.
Okay, he'll come back.
Hell, maybe it'll help you not lose service if you just have it on. If you have it where it's on but the video's off.
Like
Maybe
that?
the video. Yeah, maybe the video's putting too much draw on your phone because of the area.
Right.
You know, I've had service all day long. I even come out of Van Horn and get to Sierra Blanca where I normally lose signal. I climbed all the way through there and went by where the uh, Border Patrol check mark is. And usually it cuts it all off.
I see
Kind of
French fries.
showing there.
So what?
Huh?
That's him saying he's eating.
Yeah, he's eating.
Whatever. That shows me he's done eating.
No, he still got fries on that plate.
Here.
But Dennis, you
Oh,
guys remember the old uh, Border Patrol check when you come into Texas or coming through Texas out of El Paso?
yeah,
The big one on the right hand side?
yeah.
It's closed.
Okay, that's weird.
It's closed down.
The one that
I've
you're
never seen
going
that
down.
border check closed.
The one that you're going down the 10 coming out of El Paso?
Yes. The one that everybody, there's always a line. You go around that corner and it says inspection station ahead. It's closed.
Yeah. That is weird because I just come through there last week and it was open.
It's under construction right now.
Well, wonder what the hell that's all about.
I think they had to replace the the booth where the border agents stand.
Yeah.
They were changing it out. They were setting one there.
Huh.
I think somebody got a little crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised. Back up.
I figured they were busy helping ICE.
Could be that too. Did you see the one? It was on Facebook or TikTok or something. They had border patrol agents that unpackaged a trailer full of hay, and they had two illegals that were in a hidden compartment underneath a truckload of hay.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, and they literally said, wait a minute. John Williams said he's trying to get in.
Yeah, he's trying to get in. He just got to go to the link.
Now, John, that's Jay Bird's dad, right?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
Trying.
All the workers got deported for being illegal.
All the workers where? At the checkpoint?
So the Border Patrol officers themselves were illegal? That would have really sucked. Man, it's still freaking
I came
muggy
out
and
of
hot out
Aransas
there.
Pass before. And the people out of Aransas Pass, the Border Patrol agent were Mexican. And I looked at him, I was like, he says, "Are you American?" I was like, "Are you?"
Right, right.
I am. Are you?
What?
See, I can't blow it up
What?
on my phone and make it bigger. Screen.
Yeah, the thing I hate is I hate the white bar. I can't.
What white bar?
The title bar that runs up across the top, it takes up like top inch or so of my
On the
screen.
web browser. Of the web browser.
Yeah. Yeah. So it won't let you actually go full screen. That right there helps a little bit, but not a whole bunch. I do need to plug it in though. I'm at 20%.
Yeah,
How many
John,
miles are you out now, Dennis?
this is a different link to get in. All of them change every week.
Yeah, it's a new link every week. New code. How
How
a
many miles are
Mexican
you a week,
gonna?
Dennis?
I like it. How a Mexican gonna ask me if I'm a U.S. citizen? Yo quiero Taco Bell. It's about the extent of my Spanish. It's sad because you figure I've lived in what, Salinas, California, Santa Maria, California, Texas, San Diego, California, Monterey, California. I can't speak a lick of Spanish. Ain't never tried to learn. The NC Milkman. What's
There we
going
are.
on, brother?
I was having problems with technical difficulty to get in.
That's all
Couldn't
right.
get
Father
in
Time has
Facebook,
technical problems too, so.
and then I couldn't get logged in on Facebook to come over to the next screen.
Ah,
Don't ask me how it works. Charles is the whiz for all that.
But I got it working. I'm actually on my old Facebook account to get over to get on here instead of that one.
well, what'd you do to get kicked off the other one?
It wasn't logged in on my tablet,
Ah,
and the password wouldn't go through. It wouldn't verify me off my tablet.
I need to get me another Wi-Fi box for the truck because normally in the past I would have used my 10-inch tablet, but it's not actually hooked up to a service. I normally use Wi-Fi in order to operate it. But
Yeah, it was down there on the beach a while ago, and couldn't get it to
Where'd
connect.
Jim
So
go, Dennis?
come on up back up.
I don't know. His screen's still up there, so I don't know.
I don't know why my camera won't pop on.
Probably because your signal sucks.
No, my signal's got full string.
I didn't know.
I don't
How'd he do?
know.
You don't have to put me on camera.
Hey,
I'm good.
Scott, can you kick me
They're
out?
talking to you.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing, hon? How you doing today?
I'm doing
Oh,
good.
really?
How are y'all?
Sorry, my dog's getting a little jealous. Back up. Sit. Good boy.
We're going to get full snot out in a minute.
So how far are y'all away from the flood zone? Are y'all ways
We're on
from
that.
it? Or?
We're sitting in the Outer Banks right now.
Who, us? We're
Oh,
currently
okay. Yeah,
sitting
you guys.
200 steps from the ocean.
Oh, okay.
We're out on the islands.
We're on the Outer Banks.
Oh, okay.
We're at Cape Hatteras.
Okay. Okay. Would you? Oh, wait. Shit.
We
We're
got both.
normally at Charlotte.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
got bored.
Yeah,
I
I,
randomly accidentally ended up at the weekend off, so
ooh. My family will be
for a
on their
long
way
beach
back
trip.
from My family will be on their way back from California come Monday, so they'll be back probably Wednesday. And then I'll probably be back home on Friday. And then my son ships off to boot camp on Monday. Hey, there you go.
That's what we did all day.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nice.
There's a lot wrong with that.
No,
We got
It's
some
me and not
I'm
you.
not there. Yeah, you're not me. That's what's wrong with that.
Yeah, well, I had a good
She
time.
knew where I
so-
was. She knew where I was going with that.
right. I was gonna say my favorite place to go is still down there in Galveston, in between Galveston and Freeport.
Yeah, it wasn't but about 4.5 hours over here, so we eased over here. We woke up Friday morning, took off on the way to the beach, and we found us a beach house that would, I think it's 5 houses from the beach, from the water,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
for
with
less
that.
than $500.
Oops.
Man,
Yeah, we can see the water from the front yard.
that's pretty sweet.
Been there, done that. 17 years surrounded by water on a rock.
Yeah, my thing is I can never seem to get one of them beach houses in a way where I can actually afford it.
This one was on Airbnb, and I think it was $440 what we paid for it.
For 2 days.
See, that's not bad because by the time you pay for most hotels, you're damn near paying that anyway.
Yeah, we paid $440 for 2 days.
And most of them around here, the nicer ones, were paying dang near $1,000 a night.
I said this one's just a little. It's a duplex, and it's just a little small 2-bedroom duplex. Ain't much to it, but it's got a kitchen and 2 bedrooms, which is important for us because we have really bad food allergies. So.
No, okay, yeah. See, I got a son that's celiac, so
Yeah.
We're constantly dealing with the fact that in order to prepare any food, we always have to keep the kitchen sanitized. I always have to make his food before I make anybody else's.
Yep.
He's gluten free.
Yeah. Well, and not only is he allergic to gluten, but he's also allergic to carrots, broccoli, 3 different types of tree nuts, Brazil nuts,
We went
tomato.
to a ice cream parlor tonight, and their sign on the deal, it says, "Let's hear about your food allergies." And they like started talking to him, and
He is well versed, well knowledgeable,
he's better than some of the doctors.
and well armed with anything
Nice.
you might want to look at.
He brought a book out like that on just his ice creams.
Like he has his stuff together. I have alpha gal syndrome, so I'm allergic to anything that comes from a mammal.
Oh, wow.
So red meat, dairy, it gets complicated.
And he had a gluten-free waffle cone, and he said, "Let me go get the piece of paper," and he brought the ingredients right there, handed it to me.
That is pretty awesome.
And
Hold on
then,
a
like
second.
even his server though, his first question was, "Is it a severe allergy? Am I good to use the same utensils, or do I need to go all new fresh utensils?" Like that.
Super clean.
He goes, "Do I need to go clean or super clean? I'm okay with the regular utensils, or do I need to go get all new ones?"
Yeah.
It was,
So the one thing that my son loves the most when we go out to eat is he likes anywhere where he can have pancakes. So, like, even though the rest of us are so freaking sick of IHOP is really the only place that offers a true gluten-free pancake.
See, I can't do. I can't go to IHOP because of my corn allergy. Everything has corn in it over there.
and I can't go because of my. I can't go anywhere that serves breakfast because I'm severely anaphylactic to pork. I can be around beef and some of the other mammal products. I just can't eat it, but pork fumes will instantly send me into anaphylaxis.
Oh, wow.
So I don't go anywhere at breakfast time.
I ain't gonna lie. Shit, if I couldn't eat bacon, I'd pretty much shoot myself in the head.
Let me tell. Well, it was rough when I first discovered the pork allergy, but then I discovered beef bacon. If you find beef bacon, that shit's better than pork bacon is anyway.
Yeah.
No.
And I've had turkey bacon. Turkey bacon's good too. But
Chicken bacon.
No.
I've had chicken. I can't stand turkey bacon, but in a bind, I can do chicken bacon.
yeah, see, me, I could deal with pork. I could go my entire life without eating a pork chop, but I can't go a week without eating bacon.
I went to the beef bacon. I'm tell you what, I liked it better than I did. I was a sausage person. I like sausage over bacon. But that beef bacon that we was getting was some good stuff.
We just recently found some good chicken sausage.
I still like my summer sausage. It's mixed with jalapeno and cheese.
But coming across permits, I was in Texas. I was 15.3. The bridge was like 14.11. They told me to get off the interstate and get back on. Well, went to get back on. I seen the sign on the overpass. I can't fit. I called the local police department. I need a deputy to shut the on-ramp down so I can back up it. And I didn't move my truck about 3 foot. DOT done jumped out of his car and then got up on my running board. He says, well, you're a professional driver. You go as far as you go, and you figure out what to do. I said, you want me to hit your bridge? Would you really do that? Yes, sir, I would.
I'm that tall.
And he says, is that why you got a deputy up there directing traffic? Yes, sir. I guess I'll get back in my car and help you. And she was with me. I told her, I says, just watch. He's finna go down there, set up. We're going to get pulled over a couple miles down the road. He's going to want to see the permit.
Yeah.
And he went and found bigger and better things than me.
The thing that frustrates
That was stupid though, because there was 3 different exits that had the same road name, but there was like one little bitty discrepancy in it. So I was like, take this exit with this thing, but like the 3 exits in a row had the exact same name. So it's like, which one do I take? We ended up taking one too soon.
Well, see, and that's the thing that frustrates me about these states, that when they turn around and put the nomenclature in the permits, they'll turn around and tell you to get off on like US 5. Like I was going through, I think it was, what was it, Kansas? Yeah, I was going through Kansas. Well, 5 parallels the I-70, I think it is. But there's like 8 different spots where US 5 crosses back and forth across 70. But it don't tell you to get off US 5 at this exit number.
Yeah,
It tells you to get off at US 5. But then you turn around and look at it, and there's like 8 or 9 different spots where it intersects. And you're like, okay, it'd be nice to know which one you're freaking talking about.
and it'll tell you to go 40 miles. It don't tell you which exit. It just tell you.
Yeah.
You have to have a degree in ciphering. They're different.
North Carolina,
way
is
of
what I
putting it together.
understand,
Yeah.
has college students proofreading and building permits. You send them a permit, they send it to them, they put your permit together and send it back to you.
Oh.
Hey, y'all hang on a minute. We've been at it for about an hour and 2 minutes. We're going to give our sponsor a little cut on his deal. So y'all just hang tight, okay?
Plug it in, plug it in.
Carpenter from Ashland, Ohio.
Play some
And use
commercials.
Visible for just about everything on my truck. I'm out here at the show getting it cleaned up. This product is great for just about anything you can imagine on your truck. I use it on the chrome, the stainless. Heck, I even use it on the paint. Some people think it's just for glass, but really you can use it on just about anything. So get you a can and give it a try. Hi, I'm Brandon Carpenter.
All right,
That was
which one of that
Brandon
bull?
Carpenter.
Which one of that bull snot was he using to rub that thing down?
He was using the Visible in that video.
Yeah. He was using the glass cleaner because it works but just as good on the chrome as it does the glass.
Yep.
It really
Because
does.
it's reflected like glass, so it does clean. But I can tell you something too. I made a mistake with my bull snot. I grabbed the wrong can one morning to clean my windows off, and I grabbed the can. It was still dark outside. I wasn't paid. Just went sprayed down. And I started wiping. I was like, man, this smells different. It smells pretty good though. Cleaned all the windows off. Cleaned my mirrors off. Got to the driver's side and opened up the door. Cleaned the outside window. And I went to clean the inside of it. Clean the mirror off. Went to wipe down the inside of the mirror. And I looked at the can. Realized, man, this does smell good. It's because it's the deodorizer. It's not the so I cleaned my windows with the Visible. My windows smelled good all day long.
Right?
They were clean too.
I went to visit my parents and he had to stay in the truck. And so now he's like all up my butt because he had to be by himself for 5 hours.
Uh-huh.
I don't miss them days.
You're so mean. You're so mean. Didn't they take your dog with you? Oh my God.
The only reason I couldn't take him with is because my uncle is allergic. And so my uncle went and picked up my folks. And then they came and picked me up. And then we all rode to my other uncle's house together. But he's allergic to dogs. So I had to like put fresh clothes on. I had to blow myself off to make sure I didn't have any dog hair or nothing like that on me. Because he's allergic to pet dander real bad. So, yeah.
you have to spray yourself with some blastable so he couldn't smell you?
Right,
Try that bull snot, man.
right.
It'll work.
I'm running low on products. I gotta get a hold of Van.
I got to get the curable out and put that and leave my body back up on it.
Right.
I got a little bit too close to the sun today.
23 more miles.
Big baby. You big baby.
Well, Dennis, this is going to put, I parked tonight. I'll be 330 miles away from the delivery tomorrow. Or I won't deliver till Monday, but from delivery.
Right.
It's been a long time since I've been out this way.
Well, it's like when I leave.
From somewhere.
I leave out of here in the morning. I got to go up to Indy, take the loop around to 69, take 69 all the way up to 94, and then 94 over to Ann Arbor.
I didn't get in the truck for a week straight. I ran in the shop for a week.
I haven't left the truck for a week straight.
I was gonna say, let's see. I started June 1st. I ain't been home yet, but that's because I'm trying to catch up. So
I understand that. I worked in the shop from
I'll be right back.
Wednesday to Wednesday, but it was slow with all that rain. We were getting out here, and then I ran a couple loads Wednesday and Thursday, and called the boss man after I got the last piece of equipment off Thursday. He says, if you want to, just take it to the house. We'll get ready Monday.
Sound like a plan there.
well, I knew I was gonna have to do everything I could to keep up on the bills and pay for my while my family's out in California visiting family and stuff, and so I knew I was going to have to work in order to keep all of that going.
My truck's been was in the shop for over 2 weeks, getting polished and all the maintenance done to it. So I was in the spare truck, and they realized I could do some little fabricating. So I was building stuff while I was doing stuff to make my truck look prettier.
Right. Hey, well, hold on. Wait a minute. Now, for anybody who's got a dog that can chew up absolutely anything 90% of the time, at Walmart for $10, this is the only thing that I have found that my dog cannot chew up. His mama can eat one of these. He ain't figured out how to do that yet. Ready? Ready? We'll get it. But he's wanting me to play Total War with it.
Of course.
Ours is going to be wanting to do that when we get home tomorrow.
Well, it's the only. Ow! Ow! It hurt.
So are you working for a local company that you're
Yeah, I'm local.
local? A buddy of mine just
Local regional.
Yeah, a buddy of mine just left heavy haul to go work for a company pulling local regional, basically around 3 states: Arizona, California, New Mexico, and even all the way to Texas. Pulling pulling their 8-axle setups for them.
Yeah, I
a
run
lot
I
of
run
mine work.
that 8-axle for us.
He said he actually got the chance to run a 16 tire trailer.
Yeah, I ran a
Yeah, I
24.
saw that. I saw that post today.
Did you see it?
We had a 24 wheeler. Texas didn't like it too well.
Heck, I just thought of something. One of the guys that's on TikTok or Facebook or whatever that used to do a lot of heavy haul work and so forth left and came back. And he was pulling out of Arizona. Can't remember what his name was or what he was under, but he came back and he's pulling out and he pulled a lot of stuff out of the mines and everything.
I
He
tell you
does
what,
a lot of videos of heavy hauling and
right?
I run all over the country in 2020 or 2020, 2021 with an 8-axle.
Not yours.
with what?
I run an 8-axle out all over the country.
Same here.
Based,
Right now,
I was based
right
out
now
of
I'm doing
Arkansas then.
Right now I'm doing 6. We were up out of Indy. We're doing a 4-axle truck with a 3+1 trailer.
Yeah.
Actually, Dennis was there too. That's right. He did it for a little while. But
Yep.
then I left there when the truck I was in it. All the trucks that were at that company, every single one of them eventually went down because when they started to go down and they deleted them or they did certain things to them and so forth, they didn't do it like they should. They didn't go in and like if it dropped a cylinder or something with the engine or so, they just fixed the one cylinder. They didn't do all 8
Right.
or all 6. They didn't do it. They didn't
I've
do
got-
it all of it right.
I got 20,000 miles on my overhaul since February. Or, no, I'm wrong. I got about 25,000 on it.
Well, I stepped out of a truck, twisted my knee, put myself out of commission for a few months. Back in October, I jumped back in the truck after surgery. I jumped back in the truck in March. Yep, I see it.
That's
Nice.
mine.
No.
Yep. The company I'm working for now, I'm in a 6-axle setup, 3-axle trailer, low pro, but we do 80,000 pound trucks, 80,000 pound loads on it. But he said he's in the process right now of picking up another 4-axle with a 3+1 trailer. Yeah. Nice.
I wasn't but about 142 with that one.
You ever been up to Washington with oversized like that?
I only stayed up out west that I didn't oversize in.
Oregon and Washington?
Yep.
Yeah. We used to go from Pennsylvania all the way up to Oregon and into Washington over cabbage. But 160,000
I run
pounds.
a lot. I run a route out of up there to Montana, North Dakota. 'Cause my mom lives up
Yeah.
there, so I'd go up there and do a 34 and keep on the trucking.
Well, I tell you what, when we worked for the guy that he was talking about earlier, yeah, his trucks, pretty much all of them, he did a kind of a piss poor way of tweaking the turbo out in order to get more airflow in. He's burning up turbos left and right there for a little while because he was welding them open. And
They were actually variable speed turbos that were welded open.
yeah.
We had a couple
But,
that you had
It
to
says
run it by the
modified. That's what he
parameters,
means.
or you would melt the turbo on it.
Well,
Because when
because
they
he
delayed
didn't
it,
do
they
things,
didn't do it right.
well, he didn't do it right either. So we'd be stuck climbing at like 8 to 13 mile an hour on pretty much any kind of a grade at all. It'd run pretty
I come
clean
up
on
Black
flex.
Mountain.
Great going. There's one in going into New Mexico out of Texas and so forth. I was going on the back roads through there and so forth, 2-lane highway and so forth, climbing up mountains. So halfway up the mountain, I'd have to stop, let it cool off, I can climb up the rest of it.
Yeah.
I blew
I
a
come up
turbo
Black
going
Mountain
southbound to
60
make
in
it.
that truck.
You know the hill when you're going down 75 heading for Macon, and you got that hill right before you get to the Loves in Macon.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 days after I got in the truck, I blew a turbo climbing that hill.
I used to work out of Macon. I pulled tankers for a company out of Macon.
There's D6 that I got on my back I picked up in Hazelhurst out at a Rebel auction.
I forgot to ask you, was that operational? Did it run and everything? You picked it up?
Yeah. Yeah, I loaded it.
You like my new sign?
Well, I see the oversized load sign.
I just built that one.
That's a flip. That's one of them half and half ones, right?
Yep, it flips. Comes off in pins.
I was going
I
to
can
say,
pin it from the third or fourth axle.
You know, they need to
Tell you
come up
what.
with a better way. You know your pins for your flip or your stingers?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You put your pins in there and then you put the cotter pin in it. You need to come up with a better way to secure them cotter pins so they stay on it. I lost one of those pins on my flip before. Turned into the truck stop and I noticed it was sitting at an angle. I'm like, huh? That don't look right.
Well, when they bought this trailer, the company's only had it about a year, and they bought the fourth axle, and the driver went up to Indy or somewhere with the trailer with the fourth axle flipped up. Got up there, realized he didn't bring his pins.
So
That's inexpensive.
Those pins aren't that expensive. They're like $30 for a set. You know where to go get them. I found a place in Texas that has them.
Yeah.
I was driving for this guy over at Landstar, and he had the maximizer expandable RGN with the hydraulic neck. I went into a truck stop in, I want to say it was Indiana, somewhere around Indy. I went to take a shower, and I came back. Someone had stole one of the pins for the damn hydraulic cylinder of the neck. I had the two hydraulic cylinders
Yep.
that raised and lowered the neck. Yeah, somebody stole the pins that hold the hydraulic cylinder in place. Not both of them, just one.
I had on my net controls, my rad height on my Fontaine, the 3/4 or the 1/2 inch bolt that goes in the middle.
Yeah.
Broke the other day.
Oh, damn.
Oops.
I went to move the handle, and nothing worked. And the bolt broke and fell out and was riding down there on my trailer. I stuck it back in and run it for about 3 weeks like that before I got another bolt for it.
As long
And
as
it
it was
dang
able
near
to move
sheared
when
the
you
head
needed to
off
move,
of
right?
it. Being it wasn't tight.
I'll tell you what, when they stole that pin, they screwed me all up.
No, but
They
you're talking about
screwed
those
me up.
pins for those flips. They're not that expensive if you know where to go find them.
Yeah, I know. No, those aren't bad. I'm talking about the big fat pin that's like damn near a foot long and like damn near 3 inches around. The ones that actually hold the cylinder in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they stole that bitch. So when I went to raise and lower, only one cylinder was doing all the push because the other cylinder is just sitting there
Didn't work too well.
extending to nowhere. And yeah, no, I was stuck. I couldn't deliver my load because I couldn't get that cylinder to stay in one spot in order to be able to disconnect. I couldn't lift it in order to get it
And
unlock
then you
the
try to use
knob.
one cylinder, it ain't gonna pick up. It's gonna try to want to go sideways.
Yes. So I was literally stuck for 2 days, unable to deliver because that wasn't a pin that you were just going to find somewhere.
What were you delivering?
What was I delivering?
Yeah.
I think that
What do
was
you have on the trailer?
I'm trying to remember. That was a it was a machine, but it wasn't an excavator. I want to say it was a combine.
Oh.
Yeah,
If it was an
if I
excavator, I would have
remember
side
right.
offloaded that son of a gun.
Yeah, I know. If it had been an excavator or even a bulldozer, it'd have been like, turn that bitch sideways and boom.
I had one of those. I had one of those at that other place that worked at. Pony motor wouldn't fire up and run on the trailer, so I couldn't disconnect without that pony motor running. Right?
Right.
Or something was wrong with it to where we couldn't get it to work to disconnect. And it was a construction company, and I asked the guy, it was a drill machine that I had. And he says they were going to offload it, and I asked the operator, "So you know how to side load it?" He goes, "Yeah, bring it on over here." They put a pile of dirt on the side of the trailer, and turned that drill machine to the side, and it's on tracks. It's over like on an excavator tracks. Turned it, came off the side of that trailer.
Yeah. My cousin called me one day. He was in Wyoming somewhere, and I actually found him a small engine mechanic to go out there and work on his trailer, and I was 2,000 miles away from him.
All right, guys, I see my destination. My solar panel is about ending. I'm not gonna have any power juice here, so I need to park it.
What the hell are we doing?
Dennis, do you know where Scott went?
He said I'll be back.
Famous last words.
Well, I was going to say, if he took his Metamucil, it's a wrap. He can't get mad about me talking shit because he ain't here. It's his fault.
That's a DOT with a full grown with the flatbed on the road, on the side of the road. I don't know why in the world he's got that flatbed on the side of the road, but he does.
Man, I tell you what, it is still hotter than hell over here.
Where you at?
I rolled down my window to smoke a cigarette, and I feel nothing but heat wafting into the damn truck.
Yeah, it's starting to get cold over here this evening. Wife done got her blanket and covered up in the chair.
Sitting on the beach.
It's 82 degrees here. So I've been in 100-degree heat for 3 days. More than that. Whole weekend.
I was over there in New Mexico delivering, and it was 114 that day.
76 right now here.
Yeah, see, and it feels like it's hotter than that right here, right now.
Guys, I'm listening to you, but I'm about to pull around here and put this fucker in park. As long as this car don't come out in front of me like an idiot. Oh no, they're already starting to park like fools out here. Great.
Where'd you make it?
I pulled into a
Lowe's
Lowe's one night in Oklahoma, and I asked them where I could park. I said, normally we park the oversized over here, but some jackass done parked over there. So he says, if you want to, block them in. I don't care. They shouldn't be parked there.
I always try to go to Love's when I'm oversized. That way, even if they're out of parking, Love's is the only truck stop that I have found that will try to accommodate just because you're oversized.
Yeah.
Every
I used to have some good luck
Lowe's
with
has now set
Pilot
up.
Flying J. I used to park in the CNG fuel islands.
Uh-huh. Every
I'm a-
Love's is now set up to where they will accommodate any oversized loads.
Yep.
If you are oversized and you need a place to park, they will move somebody off of a fucking curb, tell them to get off, because that's for you.
Yeah, I love parking at Love's just for that purpose.
I parked at a motel the other night. The boss man's like, "Are you sure they're truck friendly?" Like I said, if you could back in there, you could park there. And
Look at this.
I ended
Look
up
at this idiot.
putting the trailer on one axle and spun it in the hole.
This guy's he's backing up in a hole. He's got no freaking lights on whatsoever. No lights. No flashers, no nothing. Just started backing up in front of me. Good thing I was paying a fucking attention.
Right.
That's what I call damn steering wheel holders. Rushing a damn clock to go park someplace. But you're a freaking idiot because you don't know how to use your damn lights to let people know what you're doing.
Yep.
Nope. They expect you to just see what they're doing and expect you to know.
I went outside and smoked a cigarette.
Dude, you've been gone like 25
You feel
minutes.
No, I ain't been gone that long.
You smoked a cigarette or a pack?
No.
It is 1:31. You left at approximately the 1 hour and 10 minute mark. It's been like 20 plus minutes.
I was going to say at the 105 mark.
Because you bounced right after you did the sponsor.
Do what?
You bounced right after you did the sponsor video.
Look,
Doesn't matter.
We had a full conversation about whether you took your Metamucil and were even coming back.
yes, no, no.
Yes,
Why you
did
want to
take
bust
your
my chops?
Yes, you took your Metamucil, or no, you did not.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Metamucil.
The only reason I'm giving you shit, but just a little bit of shit,
Because you can.
just because I know you're in a hotel and God knows how far you got to go to even smoke.
Right.
Now, if you were at home, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing?
I don't smoke in my house at home either.
I don't either.
Back. It's 15 plus years ago. I stopped for the night at a motel. Walked inside, locked the door. Went to bed, got up the next morning, went to leave. And the deadbolt was jammed and would not unlock.
Oh, shit.
I was locked in a motel room.
Want to talk about a Hotel California moment? You can check in,
I
but
had
you can't check
a little Phillips screwdriver on my keychain. I took the deadbolt apart so I could do it with so I could get out of that motel.
Damn.
I gotta get me another charger. Oh, freaking.
What are you doing?
Dennis, you're full of crap.
About what?
You're full of crap, Dennis.
About what?
About anything. My Metamucil and all that other crap.
What? Did you go back and watch a replay to find out when I talked about it?
No. Smart ass.
Well, when you go to watch the replay, you'll see at what time I started talking about the Metamucil, and that was after a milkman turned around and said, "Where'd Scott go?" Or no, it might have been Papa. Might have been Papa that said it.
I told you I'd be right back.
Yeah, we didn't think it was going to be 30 minutes later.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
It fucking
Didn't
sucks.
realize you had to go out there, grow it, dry it, crush it, pack it, smoke it,
Yep.
and then pull out your walker to get back. I mean,
I was only gone 15 minutes because I looked at it when I left because I did the deal at 102 and I come back in here at 117.
you feeling self-conscious?
It
And
was
you were not back there at
128
one.
when he finally popped back on the screen.
Yeah, 128. Recheck your numbers, Gus.
I've been sitting right here just because I didn't pop back in doesn't mean that I wasn't sitting here listening.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna sit in the background and not do nothing.
No.
Man, that's just like a crane operator sitting in his seat just waiting for everybody else to say they're ready to work.
Yep.
Man, want to talk about part-time?
You'll be all right.
You're right. I will.
No,
Just sitting there back in the background waiting for somebody to tell him what to do.
He ain't got a CB radio in there. He ain't got nobody transmitting. Oh, damn it.
Read that, Dennis.
Jerry. Whatever, Justin. Come on the show, you fag.
Oh, mercy.
We just got fed up with it.
Y'all
And
fuck
we
me
were
up.
just like, you know what? I was like, you can sleep in my bed. Okay. And he's like, I'm gonna come.
Yeah. Charles said we're 681 in a live audience right now. Hey, that ain't bad. My
No,
first
that
show.
ain't bad at all. Yeah, what? You can't flex nothing when you disappeared for half of it.
Out.
Out.
Knock off. What the fuck is your phone? What are you talking about?
15 minutes is all. Shut up, John.
Okay, Damn. Smoke another one.
Yeah, if only I was a smoker.
Right?
Hey,
Oh.
Dennis.
Instead, I'm allergic to every freaking thing you could be allergic to.
Yes, sir. Whatever, youngster. Think it's funny how
You know we love you, Dennis.
yeah.
Don't say we like
No.
it's all of us.
I can't help it that the boy's still wearing diapers or Depends or pull-ups or whatever the hell it is he's wearing nowadays.
Hey, Dennis, you got your yellow strobes on still?
Yeah, actually I do.
I was wondering if that was you or somebody else.
Yeah, no, that was me. I didn't even notice because I've got a street light. Like I'm parked right next to Denny's in my hometown, and the one of the parking lot street lights that's closest to me, I guess the ballast is going bad, so it's like blinking every 20 seconds, and it's over here to my right. But when you said that, I looked in my mirror and I saw the yellow flashing, and I'm like, oh shit, I did.
No, I seen it flashing on your stack guard, your handle, and I was like, well, maybe I was going to say something earlier, but I didn't know if that was you or somebody else.
Well, that ain't no fun. Now I gotta start my truck.
What are you doing, Jim?
I was like, what in the world?
I was trying to make my phone bigger, but it didn't work.
No, it just made your picture the only picture out there.
Art.
And Lefty, this ain't no chit show. This is
got-
what
I'd have to say that the ship left for a little bit and he finally come back, so we got it back.
Oh, damn. Damn.
right.
I think that was meant towards you, old feller.
What new rules, Charles?
He knew who it was meant to. See, he's got the information on the new rules, but he's not here to share it with us and tell us what it was.
He's looking at horses right now.
No, he's not. He's looking
I
at the
see
show
they
and talking
extended
shit.
The cranes where they can move without their 30-minute breaks.
They extended that out for oversized to where we don't need
That's
a
what
30-minute break.
That's what I was talking about. It was
Yeah.
for cranes, rigging, and oversize.
Right. They extended it to November till the holidays, which is be December, you know. But some companies still won't even follow it. Won't allow
I was like,
it
my
because
my company won't let me use it.
Because they don't think their drivers are smart enough to know what they're doing.
Well, the thing is that they've gotten in trouble from people abusing it and trying to get around the 30-minute break, claiming that they're on an oversized load when they're not, and they've got caught at it and ended up with fine. Huh?
No, but you know how you fix that, right? You know how do you fix that?
Yeah, you get rid of the dumbasses that did that shit.
No, you fine those drivers. Have those drivers pay the fine for it. They're the ones screwing it up, so they pay the fine.
Yeah.
I bet you once you start finding out that they're going to make you pay the fine. But I mean, once you start making those people accountable for it and they have to pay the fine for doing that, people are going to be like, oh, I'm a little bit more paying attention to my logs and not do this and not violate that rule. And then you won't have that problem. But instead of punishing everybody, punish the ones that are doing it. But nobody wants to listen to that. They're just going to say, oh, well, this person is violating our rule or getting in trouble for too much PC or something or not logging this, so forth. So instead of punishing that one person and making them accountable for that, let's punish everybody. It don't work that way. At least it's not with me. I don't believe in punishing the masses because the one idiot.
Right.
I had a company.
Again, that's me. I don't believe in
that. Even if you got pulled over and got a warning, they wanted to try to take it out of your pay for getting a warning.
Yeah, see, and to me that.
Warning for?
Huh?
What was the warning for? Was the warning for, depending on what the warning was for, was it for a speeding or for a violation that you could have avoided?
Speeding.
Then yes, the driver should be responsible for that. If it was for speeding, Yes. Hold a person accountable for what they're doing wrong.
Because the fact is, even if it's only a warning, yeah, they're giving you the
You're
warning
still in the
because
wrong.
you
Yeah, but
can't contest. Well, they're giving you the warning because you can't fight a warning. Yeah, there may not be a fine associated, but the company could establish like a punishment scale. You know, like if you do this, this is the recourse.
if you get a warning, the warning that you're talking about, getting a warning,
Yeah.
do you know
Worse
that's
than a ticket.
worse than getting a ticket?
Yes, because you can't fight it.
Yes, it is. And the DOT
And the
officers know
points
that, but
go
you can
against
turn
the
around and tell them,
company's
says
record.
no.
Yeah.
So the way it is, if you do something wrong and you get a warning, the company's still getting the CVSA scores, the numbers, like they got a ticket, but they're not paying a fine. You see what I'm getting at? So basically, damned if you do, danged if you don't.
Huh?
Well, and not
Right.
only that, you can request and demand that they give you a ticket so you can fight it, and they will refuse to give you a ticket.
I had
Right.
one of them that I pulled into a scale house and I knew I had a bad tire. I knew I had a bad tire. I noted it that I had a bad tire. What I didn't know was as bad as it was, and it was in Texas. And the officer told me, he says, "Hey, you got a bad tire." I said, "Yes, sir, that's the tire I told you about." And he goes, "Well, it's pretty bad." And he says, "I'm going to have to give you a warning on it." And I'm like, "All right." I said, "A verbal warning?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to have to give you a warning on it." I said, "Okay." I thought it was a verbal warning. No, he wrote it up as a ticket warning. And of course, the last boss I was with was my first load with him. Was kind of upset about it, and I told him, I said, "It could have been worse, right?" And he's like, "Well, I can't fight that and everything." It's like, yeah, but you could be paying an out of service ticket right now. You could be paying for them to send out a service truck, a service call with a $800 freaking tire and bring it out to me before they let me leave. But they
I
didn't
got an out of
do that.
service warning on a tire. He gave me a warning on
On
a
a tire.
tire. He said he could
Or
see
because of a
wire.
tire.
Nobody else could see it.
Trying to Google something, y'all.
You ain't doing too good.
Yeah, at your age, I
You know how
can
to
see
use
how
Google?
that'd be a problem.
Is that smoke coming from out the ears?
Wait a minute. He's actually using Google?
Hey, I didn't know
I did
Google
hear
dealt
that,
with.
right?
Hey, I didn't know that Google dealt with scripture tablets.
I heard
Shut
that
up.
Google does go back to the Stone Ages, but
Did y'all see that the
I
new
have
medical
to
card is going to be digital?
The
do
new
what?
what could be digital?
The medical card. You ain't going to have to carry it no
And it's
more.
always been it's
I was
always
going
been
to
like
say,
that. I haven't carried it
yeah,
since I got mine.
most states already have it where when you go to get your medical certificate done, that it is sent from the medical institution directly to DMV. DMV
No,
has it on
not
file.
that. Right, not that. That's been there for the last few years.
Yeah.
The new is going to be digital and it's going to be attached to your driver's license, and you don't have to send it into the state.
Huh.
I know. The state of Louisiana is
That
already
just
doing
come
that.
out a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay.
The state of Louisiana has already been doing that.
No, they're not. They're not doing the digital that it goes straight to your license. You don't have to carry the card. You still have to carry the card now, but as soon as this goes through, you don't have to carry the card at all. Period.
That's just
Hey,
gonna make it
about
worse
time.
on
I
us.
haven't carried the card in 2 years. I
Figure out
haven't
what
carried the
date
card
it
on me for 2
expires.
years. Actually, 4 years.
Dude, I still carry my birth certificate.
I don't.
I got a picture of mine on my phone.
Scott, you don't carry your birth certificate because they don't make stones that will fit in your wallet.
Yeah. They didn't have birth certificates when you were born.
Right? Only tombstones, not birthstones.
Yeah. So that's the question.
Do you remember
So when you die,
the
you get a
Flintstones?
tombstone. But when you die, you get a tombstone. But as old as you are, Father
Charles
Time, they didn't have birth certificates then.
Charles just sent something to me that this
Uh-oh.
will be really mind blowing. Company to build
What is it?
10 billion 165-mile elevated autonomous freight corridor between the U.S. and Mexico.
Yep,
Really?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. It ain't happening.
Maybe they're doing that in order to keep the Mexicans from coming over the border.
Probably. An autonomous
To move forward.
logistics infrastructure company announced approval from the Trump administration to kick off construction on a mega project intended to streamline cross-border freight transportation between the U.S. and Mexico on June 20th. Really?
Yep. Yeah, it's a and it shows a picture of an autonomous train with enclosure wrapped up and everything on the train rails. Yeah, and they're actually talking about bringing, instead of having everybody bring things across the border from Mexico and waiting here. So now they're gonna have to reset up rail yards in here in the United States in order to receive that product over a rail car instead of over a truck.
But this,
But
I
it's funny how
just
they want to say
Googled it.
it's fully autonomous, right?
I just Googled the new CDL bullcrap for 2025. They are going to do the mandatory English and all that crap, which is, I think, is wonderful. They're going to change the related drug testing. They're going to change a lot of crap.
What are they going to
In
change?
Texas,
They're changing the related drug testing.
let's see, Texas begun accepting electronic submitted medical certificates to the National Registry starting 23rd of 25. After June 23rd, 2025, only electric submissions will be accepted in the state of Texas. Automatic energy braking system
All right,
will be
Charles.
required for all new trucks beginning January of 25. Ain't that some crap?
Now Charles is sending me stuff too.
Ain't that some crap? Dennis, you froze.
He is frozen with the dog.
Dennis, you froze.
He can't hear you.
I don't know. Let's see if we do this. See if he comes back.
Where'd Scott go? Oh, there you go.
I don't know where he went.
There you go.
What are you doing? Change around on me, Dennis the Menace? Now you got two of y'all out of here.
I was going to say, kick one out.
All right,
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you fine.
No, I was trying to see what the hell Charles sent me.
Oh, Charles just sent a new carrier authorities are surging in surprising places.
Well, you can go ahead and expand it, because if I try to expand it, apparently I freeze up.
Well, it's coming. He's sending this to my phone. It ain't going to this.
I don't have a laptop. I need to get one of these days.
Yeah, you need to. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, Dennis, Justin, you're right. That's supposed to start as far as the speaking, make sure everybody speaks English. That's supposed to start, I think, the 25th of this month.
It's already started.
Somebody posted on Facebook today. Does it seem like there's more Middle Easterns going back getting out of trucks?
Do what, John?
Well,
Somebody posted today on Facebook that says, "Has anybody noticed that there's less Middle Easterns getting in trucks?"
well, the thing is that
You know what?
yeah,
I'm seeing, you know what I'm seeing an influx. You know what you saw?
Well,
Seen a more of an influx of people coming in. Russians.
yeah,
They
because the
are
fact is,
very, very hostile.
oh yeah,
well,
Very hostile.
I just pray and hope that that actually helps out. I really do.
well, they're saying that they figure that there is an estimated 170,000 is what they're guesstimating that cannot read, write, or speak English.
And they'd be about right.
That,
Because I've run across them in the parking lots.
right?
I think,
Trying to talk to a guy, and I was flagging him down, trying to tell
I've
him
had more
something.
than one cut me
He's
off.
trying to get me to translate it in his phone.
Yeah, but see,
Being
the thing
third-
is that on our side of the industry, as far as what we do, doing specialized heavy haul, there's going to be so much less as far as, the amount of people that can't read, write, or speak English. There's going to be so much less effect for us directly. But like when it comes to like the reefer companies and the dry vans and the flatbeds,
That's
they're going to have a
gonna
big
affect that more.
uptick. Yeah, it's going to affect them more. It's going to help them more, just because there's so many people that are in the dry van and reefer and stuff like that they're going to be the ones that really.
There's already starting to be more of an influx of Middle Eastern people, Ukrainian people, or people around that industry, but they're migrating out of the vans and reefers and into the open deck, and they don't know what they're doing.
No, they don't. They're not.
I'm on a load right now that it. I'm on a load right now that it took them 3 hours to load the guy in front of me, and they wouldn't load me until he finished loading, strapping, and moved. And they actually came to me and asked me, "Hey, would you go and help that guy? Tell him, we can't really tell him how to throw his straps. But another truck driver can help him." And he barely spoke English. It's like maybe his third load on an open deck. And here they are going to load him up with a bunch of composite telephone poles, and he don't know where to throw straps. Then he don't want to listen when you try to. I even took a picture of how they had it to lay it out, because they specifically how to stack it on the trailer to where it would balance the weight and so forth. I took the picture and I drew the straps, where to put the straps, and the guy still couldn't get it.
I had one.
And it's pretty bad because they
I would have told him no. And the reason why I would have told him no is because, God forbid, something happened, him going down the road. Well, that's how that that other truck driver and he's back to coming this way too. No, I don't tell nobody how to do their thing.
No. Look, I told him, I said, I'll show you, where you're supposed to be safe for you. But the more you got to be, it's up to you. Because I tell you what, once it's on your truck, it's your responsibility. I don't give a shit how anybody else tells you. When it's on your truck, it's your responsibility. Because Dennis can come over here and help me strap my shit down. And he can grab the winch bar and go over there and winch him down for me. I'm still going to walk behind Dennis, even though I know Dennis. I'm still going to walk behind Dennis and check him. Because it's my responsibility. I'm the driver.
And not only that, you never know if, I got distracted and missed them.
Yeah, he could have walked off and thought he finished that one, and he didn't. Because that's our responsibility as a driver to take care of our loads and make sure it's our scheme. I can't blame it on somebody else. Well, I didn't load it, or I didn't strap it down. That doesn't work with DOT.
Well, and the thing that bothers me is
look, this guy. The thing that bothers you is what?
Oh, the thing that bothers me is that these shippers, when they have these guys that come and they pretty much prove in the first fucking 5 minutes that they don't know what they're doing, they need to refuse to load that truck. That's the only way these people are actually going to learn. The shippers have to take the responsibility to think, if this guy can't show me that he can load and secure this stuff on his own, then he don't need to be on the freeway with our shit. But the shippers only care about the fact that they got somebody to ship it cheap.
No. But you see, if shippers be held responsible, they'll start doing it. This particular
I was on a job site,
started to take the load away from him.
And there was a 13 axle or a 12 axle come in, and the guy got on to put the forklift to load the Jeep up, and didn't even know where to hook the chains on the Jeep to put it back on his trailer. They had it cockeyed like that right there. When they were loading it up, they couldn't load it up level. And he was rushing, couldn't understand what you tried to tell him.
See, and that's what I can't stand about the fucking language barriers. That's another reason why I like the fact that, Trump made English the official language for the United States. They seem like something small and something insignificant. Like, why would Trump even have to make English the language, the primary language of the nation? There's a process behind it. He had to declare English as being the official language of the United States of America in order to solidify and reiterate. Huh? Yes, he did. He did.
As official that it was a.
Yes, he most definitely did.
You had to speak. Okay.
No,
because I know. No, he always been a law where you had to speak English and to be a commercial driver.
Yes, but he signed that he signed into law that English is the primary language for the United States. It is the official language of the United States of America.
Hasn't it been that way since
he didn't
19 whatever?
But the thing is nobody ever made it an official decree that English was the primary language. It was not on the books that English was the primary language. So he put it on the books. The English is the primary language. And it's to force people to either assimilate or don't assimilate. But if you don't assimilate, there's going to be a lot of jobs that you can't get because, well, you can't communicate with people. If you're not willing to assimilate in order to learn to speak the language, then it helps decipher to be honest, it really helps decipher who is legal or illegal, because one of the things that you are required to do in order to become a U.S. citizen is you are required to take English classes and prove that you can read, write, and speak English. It's one of the requirements to becoming a U.S. citizen.
And it's actually one of the requirements to get a CDL.
Called
You
getting a
supposed
green
to
card.
speak English.
Right, but the thing is that
And that's
Obama changed the rules and made it where he didn't obliterate the law,
change the
but
rules.
he made it to where it was not enforced.
He just
He
told
just
them
made
to
it.
turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah,
He didn't change the law. He just said turn a blind eye to it. Don't prosecute them because they can't speak English or this and that. And then it
yeah,
became a safety issue because now we had all this flood of people here taking these jobs, which they're not taking away our jobs. They're just taking these jobs that are available, and yet they don't speak the language to hold those jobs. And they had fake CDLs. I mean, they had
right.
1,000 people with the same name and address on a CDL that an
Oh,
agency just microcopied and gave to everybody.
well, and then you had that one lady, DMV employee over in California, and it was proven that she had actually sold like over 300 CDLs in the state of California to foreigners who never took a class, never, and she got convicted for so she was getting like $2,000 a pop, and these people that were getting the CDLs illegally, they were paying a middleman anywhere between 4 and 9,000, according to the report, in order to be able to get a CDL. They were literally getting CDLs, not even knowing how to drive the equipment.
I'm finna jump off and get some rest. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
All right, sir.
you be good and be careful, sir.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Later, man. Who was leaving?
Milkman.
Oh,
He's working on it. He just ain't X'd out yet.
damn! Look who's in.
Oh, he's been in hiding too.
Been in
He's still in hiding. He's muted. And now he's gone.
That's good.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
March 1st, 2025 is when everything was signed to make the United States officially declared English.
Yes. Same
Yeah.
same day he also changed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Like if you go to look it up on Google
Any idea
now,
why that was done?
well,
It says
because
Gulf
we
of
have,
America on it.
yeah, when you go to look it up on Google and you look at the the old Gulf of Mexico, it actually says Gulf of America now.
Do you know why that was changed? One of the reasonings behind it, the whole thing of changing it to the Gulf of America instead of Mexico?
Well, I think some of it had to do with the fact that America was the only one that had all the oil wells and shit out there too.
Well, it had a lot to do with the oil industry, yes. because a lot of the rules and regulation that came out of the Biden and Obama administration was the rules of the Gulf of Mexico, and it was showing that it was territory of Mexico, which it wasn't. It's territory of America.
Right.
The Gulf of Mexico is part of America, not part of Mexico. So changing the name also changed to where you didn't have to go change all these regulations, because now those regulations that refer to the Gulf of Mexico no longer exist, because the Gulf of Mexico no longer is existing. Now they have to make new regulations. All right, Lefty, what is he putting up there now? Oh, the autonomous vehicles.
Man, we done talked about that and got rid of that
Mexico.
conversation. We didn't like
Maybe
that topic. It didn't last long. We didn't like that topic enough to make it a long-term topic. I say we spend $10 billion on roadways in America. I think that's what they ought to do. Let's spend $10 billion and repave America.
No, that was good.
Starting with I-40 everywhere.
Yeah, but $10 million won't go very far.
$10 billion.
Oh, $10 billion. All right. Y'all were on the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Why did Trump rename the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah.
Our overview, Donald Trump did not rename the Gulf of Mexico. While he did issue an executive order during his presidency to refer it as the Gulf of Mexico. This was a largely symbolic gesture and did not change the official name of the body of water. The name Gulf of Mexico has been used since 1550 and is recognized internationally. The idea of renaming the Gulf of Mexico was not entirely new. It had been jokingly suggested by figures like Stephen Colbert, the Mississippi State Representative, years before Trump's actions. These suggestions were often made in jest or highlight political point about American identity and relationships with Mexico. Trump's executive order signed January 20th, 2025 directed U.S. federal agents to use the name Gulf of America. However, this action did not bind the state governments or private sector, and it was met with some significant public oppositions. Polling data in February of 25 showed the majority of Americans opposed the name change. Ultimately, the name of the Gulf of Mexico remains officially recognized the name of the body of water. Trump's Gulf of America entity was largely symbolically unsuccessful. So it's not the Gulf of Mexico. It's still it's not Gulf of America. It's still Gulf of Mexico. Period.
Well, if you turn around and pull up Google Maps right now on your phone,
it's changed.
It says Gulf of America. And the reason that they said that was because technically Mexico is a state in the Americas. Because you have North, Central, and South Americas.
Right.
So technically Mexico is a state.
Not really.
In South America.
It is in South America. Keyword, America.
America.
Canada is a province. The reason they're not considered to be a country is because they are in North America.
Which is a continent.
Right? which is why we have the United States of America instead of the Americas. The fact is everything on this continent is Americas. But if you look it up on Google, it says Gulf of America. And then if you look over on the California side, there's the Gulf of California,
There's a wall.
which actually runs all the way along the side of Mexico.
But if you
Well,
look
Yeah, you
over
got a
at
point there.
if you look over at California, you're gonna see a wall soon.
Shit. If we're lucky, San Andreas will swallow the bitch up, but you know. They've been saying it could happen for decades and it ain't happened yet. Giving people false hope.
Yeah, because it hasn't happened.
I know. That's why I'm saying they're giving people false hope.
Unfortunately.
I'm perfectly fine with LA being an oceanfront property on both sides.
If it just separated itself, became an island on its own, it'll be okay.
Well, if you look out there in between El Centro and LA, that what is it? That Salt Sea or whatever.
Well,
That used to be underwater and part of the ocean. That what was it? You know what I'm talking about, right? Going down the 108.
y'all, the on the Google Maps, did you saying that it's in America?
Yeah.
It says Gulf of America instead of the Gulf of Mexico for use in the United States because an executive order signed by Trump. The order mandated the change to officially federal name, which Google, adhering to the policy of using official government names, subsequently applied to its U.S.-based users. Users outside the U.S. will likely see that the original name is Gulf of Mexico.
Oh. I don't know. I just know when I look it up on Google Maps, it says Gulf of America.
Right. It's because you're
You're not
inside.
outside.
But if you're outside, you're going to see Gulf of
You're on the outside.
Mexico.
Hmm. Oh well. He did make English the official language. That's more important to me than whatever the hell we call a damn body of water.
Well,
Me, it's just a
not
bunch
just
of
the
deep
English
water to
language.
me.
Well, the fact that he, well, it has a lot of meaning also behind the fact of being able to drill and being able to go out there and reopening the drilling, because it also for maritime war thing or maritime things to actually show where our borders really are.
Right.
Because most of our states are all separated by a body of water. How many states does the Mississippi cut through that actually separates one state from another?
It's true. Same with Colorado, if you think about it.
Snake River coming out of between Oregon and Washington cuts across from the ocean, cuts across there. On one side of the river is Washington. On the other side of the river is Oregon.
You look at how many
states got their names.
Look at how many bodies of water separate Canada from states in America. So the Finger Lakes.
Well, all I can say is they need to do something because the southern borders can start doing their business and getting out there and making money. Because Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, even parts of Texas, it's hurting them. And it's all because of that dumbass that was in office before Trump.
Right.
Got 8 years that killed the drilling industry. 8 years has killed our ability to self-sufficient and drill for our own oil. And now, instead of drilling, we're actually producing our own oil, and also the price of oil is getting regular to where it's staying around $70 a barrel. But we're producing it ourselves, so we're basically selling our own oil that we're pulling out of the ground ourselves. But we're not drilling any new wells. Matter of fact, the rig count is dropping. I follow the oil industry a lot because, I used to be doing that. And when you see rig counts dropping, that means the rigs are being stacked. And that's 100 men per rig that's out of work. Because they know what rigs for them to go to another rig to go work at. And there's a big push about going overseas right now to Australia and working in the mines and drilling in the shallow mines up there and drilling and so forth.
That's what I was getting ready. I was getting ready to mention that, and don't get me wrong, part of me had actually thought, is that really worth looking at doing?
Coming from a man who used to work on the rigs, and I've looked at it very much and wondering, how do I get involved in it? What do I need to get to go and do that? And then I started really looking into to see, okay, what is it really about? And I noticed that they're doing just like they do overseas to get these guys to come over here and drive truck. They're showing all the good things. Oh, you can make all this money, and they cater you food, and they got this and they got that. But they don't show what you really have to go through, because when the push was going up in North Dakotas and everybody was running up to the Dakotas to go to work, people were driving with their last dollar in their tank to get up to go to work. And if they made it there, they were able to get work.
Yep.
And they were just throwing housing up all over the place. But what the people weren't seeing was the reality behind it was what they had to go through to get to it. Is it worth it if they get to it? It was for a little while until it went bust. And now, I drove through that area, and I've been up there and drilling and so forth, and they're just vacant places left and right, and it's disgusting. I'm like, oh my God, vacant places, houses that just came up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they're all empty. Man camps, completely gone. And the towns are just left. Okay, what do we do now? What do we pick up with? How do we recover from this? Because all of a sudden they just had a really big boom of all this money and the influx of people coming in there. Now the people that are left are homeless and straggling. But yeah, the trucking industry.
Y'all hang tight. I'm gonna go to.
I just happen to notice there's a lot of people.
Right.
I'm gonna go to another sponsored video. Y'all just hang tight.
All right.
All right, G's on the outside. Getting ready to use the rocket spray because our windows are dirty.
Hit the south side with some bolt snot. Tell you what, this stuff really shoots out far. Jump in, let's hit it from the inside.
All right, what you got in your hands?
All right, we got the wind chilled wow. You let your bowl snot sit on there for 15 to 20 seconds. Let's give this a try. I've never used these. This is the first time using them.
Okay, one of them has a handle, which is the one G just put on the inside.
Well, it really sticks too.
It's supposed to.
Boy, you got to have two hands. I'll tell you that.
But look at how good that works. Oh my gosh. You could do second story windows with that thing. Look at this man. He's giving his bull snot approval. That thing really suctions to it. Look at that.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Down here directing us, or
Woo.
So what's your synopsis on this, honey?
around them buildings.
This thing works amazing.
It's great.
It's just the magnet is so freaking strong that if you want to get cardio in, wash your windows.
I think it might be a different story on your house windows because you're not trying to hang like that. Here, you're gonna have to grab this.
All right, guys. I do love the windshield wow. It is amazing. Look how beautiful. I left it stuck there.
It works great.
It works amazing. And actually, we just had someone say, you got one of them windshield wows. I need one of them.
But it is a workout.
It is a workout. The magnets are great. They hang on to each other really good through the glass.
If you were standing up next to a window at
If you
home
were
or something,
actually like G said, at home and doing your windows in your
you would
house,
be trying to do it in an
it wouldn't
awkward
be so
position.
difficult. But when you do your windshield, because that's what it is intended for, it's a windshield wow, is that it is more of a workout because you're kind of in an awkward position. But I'm telling you, look how clean that windshield came out. G hit it with a bull snot rocket spray on the outside, and then again on the inside we hit it with some more visible. And then we just went to go, and it's got two pieces that one goes on the outside, the other one goes on the inside, has a handle to it right here. Also has an extension handle, which we didn't use because we didn't need to. But it's pretty amazing product. I definitely recommend it.
I like to get one of them tools.
Can I comment something about that one? Okay. But do you realize that if you take it and turn it the other way around and put the handle outside because it has an extension handle to it, that you can use the extension handle without being at an angle trying to in the truck or something like that? It make it really more difficult to try to hang on it. But you can use it the other way too. I've seen that on a video, or seen that like you take it and flip it around the other way with that long handle, and you can actually wipe it from the outside. Or some people actually open up their hood and climb up on their vehicle, on their engine, when they do their pre-trip. You know, Dennis, right? Pre-trip.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I know what those are.
Yeah, it would be really good for Scott. I mean, his windows don't really get that dirty.
Right. Well, and I tell you what, you want to know where Scott would really benefit when it comes to that fucking crane? Is probably the damn glass that's over his head.
Yeah.
Because that is a pain in the ass to clean.
Yes, it is.
But that's what he's got riggers for.
Shit. Only if he's got real good riggers. If he's got good riggers, they'll get up there and get it clean.
That's very seldom.
Yes. Most of the time, they will make every excuse in the world to keep from climbing up that crane. All right. We're taking this shit off because I got to take the dog out. And I would not be able to see right. It'll probably be pretty dark for me for a few minutes. Come on. I know you've been itching to go back outside. There's my little D6.
A baby mode. That's a baby toy.
Yeah.
Baby Tonker toy.
The D6T. Come on, go potty.
He's like, but Dad, I don't need to go.
Right. Right. No, he's been
I just
itching to
wanna
go for a
fuck
while.
you.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But he needs to get ready and go because here shortly I'm gonna go to bed. I get up in the morning and do the rest of this run.
Oh, I hear you. I'll go ahead and kill it. You got anything you want to say before I shut it down, Jim?
Not particular. I was just gonna say that some of the things that we're seeing out in the industry. I'm glad to see this changing. Talking about that guy I was asked to help earlier. This is how bad that some of these people are not knowing what they're doing. When Scott, you know as well as I do about working in the oil field. And there's a show about it, and that guy got killed, squashed by a roll of pipe because he was standing on top of the pipe that was on top of the truck, and then the pipe rolled sideways, and he fell. Of course, he fell off him and crushed him. I just witnessed a guy climb up on the top of the load like I'm on right now. He climbed up on top of that load, and the people that are there in Utah sat there and watched him do it. And I asked him, I said, how long are you guys going to sit there and watch that guy do that, know that he's not supposed to be on that top of that load? I think that shippers are going to be held more accountable for who's taking their loads and what they're doing with it. And I think
that's
a major
what
change
needs to
that is
happen
already being
because
seen in the industry.
well, yeah, because I mean, the fact is that half the reason why the insurance companies get away with jacking up the rates to these ridiculous, out of control levels is for the simple fact that they're literally puppy milling drivers and throwing them in trucks, giving them, if they are training them, they're still only training them just enough to be able to know how to pretty much throw straps or chains, or how to use a damn binder without it slipping and smacking them in the face.
Themselves.
I mean, hell, I started back when ratchet binders were a rarity.
I just think it's been brought out that more shippers are abiding. Hey, if you can't speak English, we're not going to load you. If you can't communicate with the loaders and communicate, and I've had the problems that to where I couldn't communicate with the loaders because they didn't speak English.
Right.
The people loading us. So it was like, hello, you want the drivers to speak English, but yet the loaders aren't speaking English. Understanding. And I was kind of impressed with this company. I went and picked this up. They actually had drawings laid out about how to load the load, because they said this was the best way to secure it or to load it where it was going to be safe going down the road. And you weren't going to be overweight, which was nice. But other than that, that's all I was going to say, Scott. But I'm glad the responsibility is starting to pick up a little bit better.
Appreciate it, buddy. Hang
Still
tight.
time.
All right, Dennis McGinnis.
Only thing I can say is that the only way we can increase the professionalism across the industry is if we demand more of ourselves and the people around us. You ain't got to be an asshole about it, but you do got to be firm enough to speak where it needs to be spoke.
Right.
Because it ain't gonna change if we don't say nothing.
Well, who's going to listen to us? That's the big thing.
Hey, it doesn't matter if you say it 100 times and you only get one positive response out of it. There's still one positive response versus if you don't say nothing, it will always be zero.
Right.
So closed mouth don't get fed.
That is true, brother.
So
very much so true.
So yeah, so my thing is that the more we speak up about it, eventually somebody will hear us and somebody will react. If you can get one person to react out of every 100 that you tell, then it's a start. Starts out with 1, then it's 2, then it's 10, then it's 20, then it's 100. Eventually people will actually start to realize that we can't do this one size fits all. Trucking itself is a specialized industry. If you are not trained properly to operate in that specialized industry, then you have no business being there. I remember back when, you'd go through these driver academies. If you couldn't back, you couldn't get a damn CDL. They would tell you, look, I'm sorry, you tried, but you can't back worth a shit. We're not putting you in a truck.
Right.
But now they puppy mill them and they'll buy their way out of not having to do what they needed to do. I remember, I think, so I went through Schneider when I went to go get my CDL back in 03, 04. And literally, we spent like one entire week doing nothing but backing in different ways where they'd put you in a bind and say, all right, figure it out. You got 3 tries. And until you could get it right, if you didn't get it right, you didn't move on to the next step.
Right.
And, the sad part is, I don't know how many drivers out here I have taught, because there's especially when it comes to dry vans or reefer units, those dolly legs are actually an excellent tool to use as a line of sight. Who's that?
Yeah, I'm fixing to. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to close it out.
Oh, is that Charles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Appreciate it, Dennis. All right. Bye.
Yep, I'm done.
Just be careful tomorrow, Dennis.
I shall.
Stay out of trouble. No, I called him because mine don't have the button where it says live or not live. Mine's got streamed to the audience, but it doesn't have the same as his, and I don't know why. So I got to find out why.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't nothing I can do about it. I mean, it is what it is. Speaking of the devil, look, there he is.
All right. Well, yeah, he needs to come in here at least long enough to clean it up for us. So.
And taking care of the show tonight. Wow.
All right, Dennis. Be careful.
All right.
Thank you for everybody.
All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody joining in. I know it was kind of a screwed up situation there for a little bit. We all had a blast. Hope we see everybody real soon. What? Y'all all just stay out of trouble, enjoy yourself, and watch your back. Y'all be good. All right, Charles. Kill it. Lord have mercy.
Truck drivers don't talk about how hard it is to walk out the front door, knowing it could be weeks before we see our families again, or how we promise our kids we'll be back when we know there's a chance that we may not. Calling up an old friend to talk about old times, But all they want to talk about is last weekend, when you were 1,000 miles away. Working a long 14-hour day, backing in and shutting down. Open up social media just to see family and friends gathering. Makes you feel like life could go on without you. These are the burdens that we bury.